maybe just a question about, you know, the challenging thing about working with most practices and breath practices is like, it's like there's this impossible bar of doing it all the time. And even if you're good for a day or two, then, you know, then it stops happening with that kind of concerted focus. So do you have suggestions about what are some reasonable ways to come back to this? Because there's, you know, especially this time, there can be a lot of things either happening internally or happening externally that just take you entirely away from this universe of practice.
Yeah, one of my first, or probably the first go-to suggestion I offer people is setting your watch or your clock, your computer to beep every hour. And I don't know if there's a setting that could be less than every hour. And if there is, then use that. But at the very least, then every hour, no matter what's happening, you're reminded to notice again, where's your locus of attention? What am I doing? Where am I doing? And then come back, recenter, reintegrate. So very, very simple tactic is have a little alarm, just dings every hour at least. It is an ongoing process to develop the skill to stay self-aware. So it's like any other skill. You keep coming back to it. To tell you the truth, more organically, to me, what the secret is, or what the linchpin is to this actually occurring often enough, and so we're not always just forgetting, and it's been now a whole day I haven't thought of it. It's been days now I haven't thought of it. For me, more organically, and this is kind of, I think we touched upon this the first session, is what is this about for you? How important is this for you? How much do you dedicate yourself to yourself? How impassioned are you? How important is this? Make this important enough that you can't forget about it. You make it that important. It's so easy for us to not do that, even when it's about me, even when it's about yourself. We know how easily we're taken out of ourselves by today's society. Everything pulls us out of ourselves. Everything's material and sensational. Everything pulls us out of ourselves. And then, of course, we have all the other conditioning, especially for women, to not take care of self, perhaps. So it's kind of written in the program. So we have to see that, recognize that. And even if we have all that programming, all that internal programming, if you decide how important this is for you, that's the only way. So for example, let me give you a quick example of that. I gave a simple tactic of setting clock to ring, whether it's on your watch or on the computer. Very simple to do. I mean, it's not, even if you don't know how to set that on your computer yet, you can Google it in 5 minutes, you'll know how to do it. So why aren't you doing it? Something as simple as setting a clock to ding every hour. Unless you already know, well, I don't need that every hour because I'll be doing it more than every hour. And that's a different thing. But what I'm pointing out is how we will not do things for ourselves. So someone is going, well, no, I never did set that clock and I didn't get around to ever thinking about this too much. Well, why not? So it's up to the person to make this important enough. And it's up to the person to see how important this is and decide that this is important for me. And so it's the priority. So it'll be put on the shelf like everything else because there's so much. Will you give to yourself? Will you honor yourself? Will you reclaim yourself? Will you give yourself permission to make this important? And it's you making it important. And it's you making it important for your reasons. And then are you willing to honor that for yourself. That cuts through all the tactics, right? Then you'll come up with tactics to do it.